The KLR 650, renowned for its rugged reliability and adventure-ready design. With a legacy spanning over 35 years, the KLR has firmly established itself as a go-to bike in the budget dual sport and ADV market. It's a bike that has taken riders across continents and over challenging terrains, proving time and again that adventure doesn't have to come with a hefty price tag. Despite its popularity, the KLR often faces criticism for its outdated design and perceived lack of performance. Reviewers frequently point to its limitations, with complaints about its suspension, which dates back to 1987, and its weight, ranging from 430 to 490 pounds depending on the generation. It's easy to get caught up in comparing specs when evaluating adventure bikes, but numbers and charts rarely tell the whole story. While all agree the KLR may not be the pinnacle of off-road performance, the true limiting factor isn't the specs or the bike itself, it's the rider. With enough seat time, I can confidently say the KLR will take you just about anywhere. Well, anywhere except maybe deep sand or the dealership. My first real-world experience with the KLR 650 came on group rides with my buddy Jeff, who owned a red 2007 Gen 1 model. Jeff had raced motocross in his younger years, but later in life he chose the KLR as his bike of choice. Even in his mid-50s, riding that Gen 1 KLR, Jeff could keep up with anyone in the group and was constantly praised for his skill. It didn't matter if it was a DRZ, Gas 701, Honda 450 RL, Jeff could hang with them all, often outpacing riders on more expensive, high-performance machines. Eventually, thanks to the help of Jeff, I got my hands on my own Gen 1 KLR for just $1,400. I'll admit it, at first, I wasn't sold on it. If I'm being honest, I still can't quite get over how bad the brakes are. But riding that KLR gave me a new perspective. It made me truly understand why Jeff's riding skills were so highly regarded. The bike might not shine on paper, but the real world teaches you how to ride smarter, smoother, and with more confidence. Now with nearly 30,000 kilometers on the KLR under my belt, I've pushed it to its limits. I've ridden the Northeast BBR in one go, including the transit to and from. I spent a week riding Ontario's near north and rugged shores of Lake Superior. I've taken it on tight single track, high-speed off-road group rides, and countless weekend camping trips. Each experience has reinforced my belief that the KLR is far more capable than its reputation might suggest. I'll admit, the KLR 650 does have its limitations. As I've mentioned earlier, the suspension leaves a lot to be desired, especially the fork when riding through rock gardens. It tends to flex quite a bit, and at 175 pounds, I often bottom it out on landings. The rear shock is an improvement, but still falls short of perfection. I typically only bottom it out when the bike is loaded with bags, which to be fair, is often on longer trips. When it comes to weight, my Gen 1 KLR isn't too bad. I feel I can manage it well under most circumstances. The weight becomes more noticeable when navigating over logs or picking up the bike after a tip over. Honestly, it's mostly a mental challenge. It can be a little intimidating to attempt more aggressive off-road maneuvers with the 450-pound bike. But once you trust the bike and yourself, it's surprising what you can accomplish. The brakes, however, are definitely lacking. This is most apparent when the bike is fully loaded. I'd argue it's probably the first thing an experienced rider will notice when hopping on a KLR for the first time. At some point, I'd like to explore upgrading them to improve performance. It's one of the few areas where the bike's age really shows, and a modern touch could make a world of difference. As for build quality, it's what you'd expect from a bike at this price point. Adequate, but not exceptional. I've encountered several instances where hardware has snapped, rounded off, or sheared while working on the bike. Considering mine is a 2003 model, I'm willing to cut it some slack in that regard. After all, it's seen years of use and abuse, and the fact it's still running strong is a testament to its durability. After all this time, and as my riding skills have progressed, I find myself taking the KLR on some trails I used to tackle on my smaller bikes. Even though I'm far from the best rider, I can find myself hopping over logs, attempting wheelies, plowing through water crossings, and even trying my hand at hard enduro maneuvers. All things the internet said would be impossible on such a bike. In reality, the KLR's biggest need isn't a complete overhaul of its design. It's simply more miles, a solid set of crash bars, and the willingness to push beyond its supposed limits. It's a bike that rewards determination and growth with its rider, proving that sometimes simplicity really is the key to adventure.